Hello everyone, and welcome to this fifth and final video on how to carve a wood spirit. Today we're just going to run over the finishing process, which includes sanding the carving and then applying the finishing coat. And then we're done. Just a quick and simple video today. And so let's get right into it. Alright, now to finish this carving, I'm going to start by sanding it. And I'm using 220 grit sandpaper. And I actually like to use a piece of sandpaper that's meant for an orbital sander, but I just use it by hand. And I like it because it's a little bit thicker, and when it gets all worn out and tattered, it doesn't start to break, so you can use it for a longer time. So that's really the only reason that I'm using this kind of sandpaper. So for sanding, we'll just start by kind of smoothing out the cheek area. And we don't want to get into the eye or anywhere that there's interesting detail. We don't want to hit that with the sandpaper because you might remove the detail that you've carved. So we'll do that up here on the forehead as well. Now we've got the cheeks nice and smooth. Now I want to start sanding the nose. Now something that I see many people do is to just take the sandpaper and start sanding away to try to smooth out the nose, but that's a good way to actually remove some of the contours and details that you've carved in the nose. So you don't want to do that. Something I like to do instead is I'll fold the sandpaper to kind of almost create a sculpting tool of sorts with it. So I'll use this edge of the sandpaper to sand and smooth out the nose by sanding it, but also I'm actually emphasizing and further detailing the nose. And this is much better than sanding everything flat, because especially when you're working with cottonwood bark, it's a softer wood, so it's actually pretty easy to sand things down flat really quickly, and we don't want to do that. We want to still maintain the forms and shapes that we've worked so hard to create. So you can see I'll fold it into a corner like this, and I'll use the corner edge of the sandpaper to get into these areas like the nostril flares. You might want to also use this corner to run it along the mallard bag under the eye, just to smooth and round it out a little bit more. Again, we don't want to take away the detail, just smoothing things out. Alright, now we're done the carving stage, and it's time to put the finishing coat on. And my product of choice is this MINWAX Paste Wax. I've had this for years, and I'm still not even halfway through it, so it looks great and it lasts for a long time. And so I apply it with an old toothbrush, and I'll just kind of rub it around in here, get a good amount of it on the toothbrush, and start rubbing it on. Making sure that there's no excess building up in the crevices of the hair. And after we apply it fully to the carving, we will let it dry for about 10 to 15 minutes. Doesn't take that long. And then after it's dried and set, then we can come in and buff it. Alright, now once this is set and dry, we can come back and buff it. So I'm going to give it about 15 minutes and then come back and shine it up. Alright, now that the finish is set and dried, I'm going to just take this old cloth and rub it all over, and this will buff the carving and give it a nice luster. Alright guys, congratulations. We've reached the stage where there's nothing left to do but sit back and admire our beautiful handiwork. Okay guys, that's a wrap. The wood spirit is all finished up. I hope that you learned a lot and really enjoyed this video, and that you will continue to learn as you keep on putting your shaft tools to work. So yeah, thanks for watching this, and we'll see you later.